Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Jeman. I'm from Faculty Science Computer and Mathematics, BUT and Jasin Cawangan, Melaka. Today, I would like to present about our project, which is Remote Intrusion Response System using Python and Telegram bot. This project was led by Shahadan Bin Saad and was contributed by the other members, which are Muhammad Farhan, Adib Azzemi, Sir Ahmad Fadzil, Sir Albin Lemuel Kushan, and Miss Raihana Saidi. This project was dedicated to Negeri Sembilan International Exposition (NSIX 2021), and this project also can be referred by PST014. So let's not waste our time and let's jump onto it. So as we already know, there are a lot of kind of intrusion that been happening today. The common one we can find, which is DDoS, password brute forcing, and MM scanning. That's why an administrator have to employ an intrusion detection system, which is IDS, to detect this kind of attacks. The popular one that being used is are Snort and Suricata. But the problem is the existing IDS such as Snort does not provide platform for remote monitoring and management. That means whenever the attacks happen, the administrator does not have the platform to intercept with the attack. And automation tool could backlash security system. This trend can be seen in intrusion prevention system, which is IPS. In IPS, it works by blocking the suspicious traffic, but sometimes the traffic also comes from legitimate traffic. And the last one is reading logs is not effective. The snort will generate the huge file size of log that require amount of time for an administrator to interpret. So in this project, we will use the Telegram. Telegram is an instant messaging application that allow for a user to interact with the system by using the Telegram bot. So in this project, we will use the Python to integrate with the Python Telegram bot wrapper. So in the physical design, as we can see in the figure, the attacker host will launch the attack from the outside of the network infrastructure to attack the internal network, which is contain two hosts, which is the FTP host and web host. So the traffic will go through into the wireless modem and will go through the IRS host. In the IRS host, it contains the Python script that allow it contains the Python script and the snort. So whenever the attacks going through the IRS host, it will send the alert to the Telegram user, which is resided on the public network address. So the Telegram admin user will choose whether they want to block or allow. So whenever it blocks the thread, so it blocks the traffic that coming from the attacker host. So the objective of the project is to design and develop intrusion response system that can be monitored and managed remotely using Python Telegram bot. The second one to evaluate the network performance of remote intrusion response system in terms of bandwidth, throughput, jitter, packet losses, and delay. This is the testing that been done, which is the first figure is IP blocking and whitelisting. In the figure, it allows the administrator to block or whitelist depends on the thread that pop up. And whenever they done the blocking or the whitelist, they can check through the check blacklist command and the check whitelist command. Next, we have the sensitivity command. The user of the system can choose whether they want to select different type of sensitivity, which is the cautious. It will display all type of intrusion, which is whether it is contain the priority number 1, number 2, and number 3. But whenever the user select the basic one, it only shows the critical one, which is only it will show the alerts that contains priority number 1 only, so it will ignore the others. And whenever the user is done, whenever the user done with the session, they can download the session log using the stat. In the stat, it will generate the list of IP that has been found in the intrusion attempt. So for the system, uh, the for the system, there are two types of delay, which is the first one, the delay of intrusion telegram alert. This is the time it takes for the RS host to send to the telegram, and it shows that MF port scan takes the longest one, which is it takes around like 3 seconds to send to telegram, and the SIM only takes around like 0.5 seconds. And the second one is a graph of the delay of intrusion blockings. That means it is graph for the time it takes for the intrusion to be blocked when the user of the system choose the block option. So it all of the type of intrusion only takes around 0.08 to 0.09 millisecond to block it. And in terms of network, there are two type of the parameter that are taken, which is TCP and UDP. In the TCP, in the initial implementation, it shows that uh, there are not significant difference, and the after of the implementation also there are no differences in terms of throughput and bandwidth. And in for the UDP performance in the initial implementation, which is before the RIS is installed into the network infrastructure, it does not show any kind of difference. But the jitter only shows a bit different, but it's not significant, and it does not measure any packet losses that be recorded. That means the implementation of the RIS does not affect the network performance, whether whether is even the RIS is a kind of require a bridge network. And the conclusion of it is the designing and developing RIS has brought a lot of ideas about how intrusion works in a real world situation, as well as how Telegram bot can be integrated with any security appliances for notification purposes. The development of RIS also provides opportunity for network infrastructure that requires that an open source yet effective alternative in approaching security measures. The project also proved that implementation of RIS is not affecting any major performance effect on network infrastructure. Finally, the result from the experimental testing also can help the user to understand how the attacks works and enlighten the user on what type of security measure that can be done to mitigate the attacks. Thank you very much.